Hi all, my name is Dion, and if anyone has ever seen me before, I mean, I don't think a lot of people have viewed my videos, but I had a channel that I was making uh, on videos regarding methadone maintenance and addiction, and so I made numerous videos on methadone and what it's like to be on methadone, and how effective it can be for somebody struggling with a heroin or an opiate addiction. And I just was thinking about a few other topics that I thought I could talk about that might be useful, more so to women than men. I mean, I don't think women really are going to be, I don't think men are going to be geared towards watching my videos, but maybe women. So, the last video that I made on my methadone channel, I started to talk about some hair care tips that I got from watching. I watched this guy. His YouTube channel name is the Blowout Professor, but his name is Chris. He owns a salon in Florida called Love Live Locks or Live Love Locks, and his specialty in his field is hair health and growing your hair out long and healthy. That's what his specialty is. So I've watched almost all of his videos regarding hair care and how to get your hair to grow long. My hair it's in a ponytail now, but it's down to my butt, okay? And a couple years ago, it was way longer. It was past my butt. But my cousin, who I asked to just trim off this much off my hair, just to take the dead ends off, make it look a little bit cleaner, she took like this much off. I could have killed her. I could have freaking killed her. Okay. Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea. It still frustrates me. I love the kid to death. I could never really be angry with her, but I wanted to flip out. I had to really hold it in because I was like, oh my fucking God, what did you do? But after this happened, I just figured, oh, well, my hair will grow back. Not a big deal. Even though it was devastating, but I just tried to be rational about the situation, and I was like, okay, it'll grow back. Don't overreact. But I'm still trying to get my hair back to the length it was. It's been a challenge. And so I started watching this guy, the Blowout Professor, Chris, on YouTube, and he gives a lot of tips on hair care, how to keep your hair healthy, and all that stuff. So I wanted to kind of convey some of the information I have learned from him. I don't want to be like a copycat where I'm just copying what he said, but I'm kind of reiterating his information in kind of my own formula. First of all, he said that our hair is always growing. Hair goes through different stages, and when we're in the stage where it's growing, some people's stage where their hair is growing is longer than other people's. Some people's hair is only 3 years of the growing phase. Some people's hair is 7 years. Where a full 7 years your hair is growing, or a full 3 years your hair is nonstop growing. Well, you want to make the most of whatever time you have where your hair is growing, because after your hair goes through the growing phase, it sheds. You don't go bald or anything. It's not that kind of thing, obviously, because I think you all would notice if you went bald. But it goes through a phase where it sheds hair. But if you want to make the most of that growing spurt that you have, where your hair is in the growing phase, you want to make sure your hair is as healthy as possible. So he was saying that he had clients that would come in and say, I want my hair to grow. It's not growing. I don't understand. And they were there to have their roots touched up. And like maybe their roots, like I don't dye my hair, but the people he was talking about, their hair maybe grew this much. They needed to have their roots dyed blonde or whatever color. And he would say, well, your roots have grown this much, so your hair has actually grown this much. He's like, the reason you're not seeing it in the length is not because it's not growing. Your hair is obviously growing. He said it's growing really well. He said the problem is that you're doing something wrong in your hair care, routine. He has what is known as his Trinity hair care routine, okay? And his Trinity hair care routine is devised of 3 basic things. Actually 4 if you want to count hair shampoo and conditioner. Okay, shampoo and conditioner, I did not bring out my shampoo and conditioner because it's not what he actually recommends. I still had quite a bit of shampoo and conditioner that I bought. And he said do not buy generic shampoo and conditioner that you get from a grocery store or a convenience, not convenience store, but a pharmacy or, you know, a drugstore or something, or like at your local Walmart or Target. He said you want to buy a professional grade shampoo and conditioner. He said, yes, it does cost a little bit more, but you will see the benefits of it big time when it comes to your hair. I have not been able to purchase the shampoo and conditioner that he has recommended. I haven't had the money to, and even more so, the shampoo and conditioner that I did buy, which it was not drugstore quality, I bought it from a beauty app, and I paid like $60 for it. It's by Lucetta, I think it is, Lucetta or something. I think that's what it's called. And it's supposed to have biotin in it, which is supposed to be good for your hair. But he also mentioned in his in one of his videos that biotin, or vitamins that are supposed to be good for your hair, are really most effective when they're taken orally in a vitamin or a pill or some sort. He said to slather something that says it has biotin in it on your hair and think that's going to make a difference. He wasn't really very favorable of that method of taking the vitamin, putting it in your hair directly. He thinks it's most effective when it's taken in a vitamin. And by the way, I do take biotin. I've been taking biotin, the highest strength that you can get it in a vitamin every day, and I've been doing so for probably 12 years. I did some research many years ago on vitamins that are really good for your hair. And biotin is good for your hair, it's good for your skin, and it's good for your nails. So, and my skin is pretty good. My nails are pretty good for the most part. My job makes my nails break a lot. That's why I can also talk about that too. I bought this this gel overlay that I put over my nails. I'll talk about that later though. I don't want to get off topic. Okay, so we're talking about hair right now. Okay, so my hair, I didn't get a trim for many years, okay? And I got a trim last November, December, something like that. End of November, beginning of December. And I had just a little bit taken off to clean it up a bit and make it look nice, even, and make it look clean and neat. And he said, you know, getting trims every 2 months or something is not necessary. If you're trying to grow your hair out, you want to maybe get trims every 6 to 8 months. He said if you're following his Trinity hair care routine and the tips he gives, you shouldn't need to get trims as often, because you shouldn't have straggly hair or broken hair or, you know, split ends nearly as much as you did prior to using his Trinity hair care routine. Okay, so let me go through the routine with you. Okay, the shampoo and conditioner, he recommended, well, first of all, if you go on his website, and that's the name of his website is the Blowout Professor. He has a quiz that you can take to find out what type of hair you have. You either have fine hair, medium hair, or coarse hair. I believe I have medium hair. I've taken the test a couple times. One time it said I had medium hair, one time it said I had fine hair. But medium and fine hair basically use the same type of products. So either or, it's not going to make a difference in the products I use because they're about the same. So, but if you have coarse hair, the products do change a bit. So, he recommends, let me look it up. I will look it up and show you. Okay. This is what he recommends. Now, sorry, it just messed up on me. Shit. Jesus Christ. This is what he recommends for his shampoo and conditioner. It's Moroccan oil, shampoo and conditioner. And let me just tell you how much it is, just so you're aware. This is why I didn't get it right away, because it's a little bit costly. I don't know why they're not showing a price on here, but the last time I checked, it was like $86 for the pair, and this is the largest size they have. Usually when I buy shampoo and conditioner, I buy the large size that has the pump on it, because it'll last me several years. I wash my hair. I only wash my hair once a week, and not because I'm dirty, but because for the health of your hair, it's important not to wash your hair, to overwash it, because when you wash your hair every day, you strip your hair of its natural oils, and you need those natural oils to keep your hair soft, shiny, moisturized. So I only wash my hair once a week, and that's another one of his tips that he gives. He says not to overwash your hair. That's why his hair care routine is so essential that you follow his routine, because that way you won't have to wash your hair, but maybe a couple times a week. But I only wash my hair once a week. But he said at least every 3 days you should wash your hair. That's twice a week. Okay. At the most, you should wash your hair twice a week. So I wash my hair once a week. I shower every day, but I wash my hair once a week. With the rest of the week, I pull my hair up in a bun, and I just don't get my hair wet that much on days when I don't wash my hair. That's the best thing I can do. And he recommends when you wash your hair, if you have really damaged hair, like if you dye your hair a lot, like if you're bleaching it a lot and stuff like that, he recommends a hair mask. Okay, so I'm going to show you the hair mask that he, okay, no, that's not it. Shit. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is the hair mask he recommends. It's Moroccan oil hydrating hair mask, okay? And all of this is from Amazon, okay? This hair mask looks like it's $45, okay? Which is a little cheaper than when I initially saw it, because I didn't buy this hair mask. I couldn't afford, it was $56 initially. Even $48 is a little costly for me at this moment. I'm on a really, really tight budget because the job I work, I'm making basically minimum wage. It's a bullshit job, but I'm in the process of getting my certification to become a recovery peer sports specialist, where I can work in treatment centers, recovery centers, and help recovering addicts. But that's here nor there. That's another topic, and I'm not going to get into that now. But my point is that I don't have a lot of money right now, so I have to make the little bit of money that I do have, I have to make it last. Okay, this is the hair mask that I bought. Okay. It's Dr. Pure's collagen and argan oil hair mask. What I did was I looked at the ingredients that they had in the hair mask that he recommended, and I tried to find a hair mask that had similar ingredients. I mean, I really wished I could have gotten exactly what he recommended, but at that moment, I just didn't have the money to afford that. Sorry, guys. I have terrible dry mouth. One of the consequences from being on methadone. But then again, that's another topic. So this is the hair mask I bought. I use this hair mask every 2 weeks, at least once a month. At least once a month, or sometimes every other week, depending on, if I have the time. Because the hair mask I have to leave on for like 8 minutes. And sometimes I don't have enough time to spend that extra 8 minutes. I know that seems crazy that I don't have an extra 8 minutes, but sometimes I'm kind of in a rush and I have to just get in and out of the shower and I don't have time to spend on the extra 8 minutes. So that's what limits me from doing it maybe as much as I would like to do it. But I do it at least once a month. But I probably should do it every other week. Although my hair isn't really damaged per se, because I don't color treat my hair. I don't perm my hair. I don't use a lot of products on my hair. The only thing I use on my hair is the stuff that he recommends, and I use a little bit of hairspray on my hair just to keep my hair from having little bits that fly out and stuff. I guess they call them flyaways. I don't know. So the next thing he recommends is, okay, his hair care routine has 4 main products. Okay, shampoo and conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and hair oil. Okay, so that's the Trinity hair care routine. So after you have done taking a shower and you dry your hair, and what he says you should use is a microfiber towel to dry your hair because it's better for your hair, he said. So I actually bought microfiber towels. I was getting them anyway, honestly. I had them picked out on Amazon because they matched my bathroom and I thought they would feel nice. But he actually recommended them, so it was like a win-win no matter how you look at it. So I bought these microfiber towels, and after you've towel dried your hair, I spray like 6 to 8 sprays of this in my hair. I pull my hair to one side, I spray it all, and then I move it all to the other side, and it's not in a ponytail obviously, and I spray down that side. Then I brush the product all through my hair. This is a leave-in conditioner. This is Color Fanatic 21 Essential Benefits by Pureology. Professional color care. I don't color my hair, but he said it doesn't matter. This is a really great product to use. So I bought this, and I've had it now for like 6 months. Okay? Because I only use it when I wash my hair once a week. I spray 6 to 8 sprays total, and I still have at least close to half a bottle left. And after you're done doing that, the last step that you want to do is you want to put hair oil on your hair. Okay? He recommends Olaplex No. 7 bonding oil. Okay, but it's a little costly. It's a little pricey. This is $30 for one fluid ounce. Very kind of expensive. This is like my 3rd one that I bought. So that's almost $100 I spent on bonding oil. And I knew I was running low, and I knew this was not going to get me through the next couple weeks. So I wanted to find a product that was similar to this, that would have the same effect, same results, but would cost me less money. So I bought this. This is Viola V, okay, Hair Instant Shine Oil, for all types of hair. I looked up and I compared the two on Google. I asked what were the similarities, what were the differences, and if I was to use this other than this, would I get the same result? And according to Google's information, this would be just as beneficial as this. So I do plan on getting the Olaplex again when I have the money. But right now, this is what I'm using temporarily. I do have a little bit of this left, but I'm one of these people that I never like to run out of anything. So when I get to be this point, I'm buying a new one. So I'm never out of anything. I never like to be out of anything, like anything. Toilet paper. If I'm down to 4 rolls, I'm going to be buying another thing of toilet paper. Okay, that's how I am with everything. I don't like to be out of anything. When I see that I'm starting to run low, I replenish my supply immediately. And that's just something that I always do. But this, and this smells fantastic. But let me give you a little example of how it works. Okay. So you take it in your hand, and it doesn't just pour out like a liquid, like just pours out. You know, it drips out. So you tap your hand with it to get it to drip out, and okay, so you rub your hands together, and you go on the ends of your hair, and you rub it all on the ends of your hair, and this seals your hair. It locks moisture in. If you have split ends, it's not going to mend them. It's not going to fix split ends. Once your ends split, they're split forever. The best thing you can do for a split end is to just chop it off above the split and start from scratch. This is to prevent split ends. This is to prevent breakage in split ends. This is so that your hair will grow and you won't have to worry about losing length. You know, if your hair has grown this much in a month or two or a couple months, you should see it in your length. You should see growth in your length. But if you're not, that means you're doing something wrong in your hair care routine. So that's why I thought it was important for me to make this video to show women, you know, it's quite easy to get in the habit of taking care of your hair, so you can have, even if you don't want to have super long hair, you want to have healthy hair. You don't want to have split ends, breakage, you know. So this routine that I'm showing you, and I'm giving all credit to the Blowout Professor, Chris, from Live Locks Love, or Live Love Locks, the salon in Florida. I'm giving all credit to him. I don't take any credit for knowing this information. I got all of it from him. I am just reiterating it to women out there and spreading his message of taking care of your hair for the sake of having healthy hair. And if you do want to grow your hair out, this is going to help you do so in a way where you'll see the growth much faster than without it. So I always like to do it on one side, then I flip my hair over, and I do it so that all the hair is exposed to the oil. So I rub my hands again and put it on the ends of my hair, and believe it or not, it might look right now greasy, right? But believe it or not, in a couple hours, this will all be saturated in, and you won't even know that oil was ever put on it. It'll soak up this oil so much because my ends tend to be dry. So that is why this hair care routine that I'm using is absolutely essential for me getting my length back to the length I had before, because I don't think it would take me forever to get my length back to that length if I wasn't doing this, because my ends were broken and and it wasn't happening for me. Okay, so we have the hair oil. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, okay, I am kind of a big girl. Okay, I was always skinny my whole life. Okay, and if you've watched any of my videos about my methadone addiction, sorry, my heroin addiction, not my methadone addiction, but my heroin addiction and the fact that I'm on methadone, I would have to say that, prior to getting on methadone, I was very thin. I was a little too thin, in fact. But I put on a lot of weight, and since I put on weight, I have this, it's called what do they call it? An apron. Okay, let me just show you a little bit what I'm talking about. Okay. 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 Okay, I'm not going to expose myself, but I have right here, it hangs over, my stomach hangs over, okay, I have this flap, okay, and that's all I'm going to show. I'm not going to show anything else, but, okay, that part of my body, because the skin hangs over another area of skin, it sweats, and I used to get really bad rashes and infections there from the sweating and the chafing. So I have found a method to, oops, I forgot something. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, so in order to keep that area clean and odor-free and infection-free, I have found a method to keep it, smelling like a daisy, clean, and no infections. It would itch all the time. It used to be disgusting. I use this in the shower. So I use this just about daily. It's called Zinc Therapy Cleanser with 2% pyrethrum zinc. Okay, it says it's for seborrheic dermatitis and dandruff, but I looked up online what you could do about an overlay of skin that's chafing, and they recommended this as a wash to clean away the bacteria and stuff that is built up in that area where the skin overlays on the other layer of skin. So I use this, I clean that area with this every day, and after I get out of the shower and I completely dried that area and it's nice and dry, and it's got to be dry, guys. You've got to have it nice and dry. I have this Desitin. I buy a big old tub of it. I buy a big old tub of it. This is the second one I bought. The first one lasted me like a year and a half. Yeah, okay. After I get out of the shower, I take a cotton pad, I swirl it around in there and get a big dollop of the Desitin, and I lift up the flap, okay? I lift up the flap and I spread it all on the skin that's in between the two layers. And that way it keeps that area that's rubbing together. It has a barrier in between. This acts as a barrier between the two layers of skin and prevents chafing, infections. And ever since I've been doing this routine, this between this and this, I have not had a single infection or rash or itchiness or anything, or burning or stinging. I have not had a single flare up in that area ever since I started this routine. You want to slather a nice layer of this in between the two folds of skin. And this actually, because the one time I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't take a shower for like 3 days. I had the flu, and I was too sick to even get up and shower. I felt so poorly. And this stuff stayed good as new on my skin for the entire time I was sick. And it worked great. This will stay on your skin and act as a barrier for several days. Even if you don't shower every day, if you shower every other day, this will still be good. You don't have to put this on every day unless you're showering every day. Okay? I shower every day, sometimes every other day, depending on how busy I am and how tired I am. So sometimes I'll shower every other day, and this will still last the 2 days. So this has been a great thing to use for me, because it totally stopped the chafing, the itchiness, the redness, the rashes that I used to get. It was awful. It was just awful what I used to get prior to using this whole routine that I use. But basically, this is what I want to talk about today. One last thing I want to talk about, okay? I used to get on the back of my legs, my arms, like little bumps. And even on here, it was all bumpy. My skin was never smooth. It was like always bumpy. It was not like smooth satin skin like I felt on other people. So I bought this stuff here. It's called Rose Hip Scrub and Cleanser. It's a scrubber. Okay, I have a scrub brush. I don't have it out. I'm not gonna get it right now, but it's got a long handle and it's got a round scrub brush, and I slather a dollop of this on the scrub brush, and I scrub my arms up and down, my whole arm, front and back, and I do both arms, and I scrub in little circles. And ever since I've been doing that, my skin is a lot smoother. The bumps have totally ceased to exist anymore. It's really softened my skin. I also use it on the bottom of my feet too. It helps to exfoliate the dry skin on my feet. So this is basically what I wanted to talk about today. Just give you a few tips on hair care, personal hygiene, and different things you can do to help you feel your best, be your best you. Even people that are a little bit bigger and heavier in weight, like myself. I was never overweight until I got clean off heroin and I got on methadone, and it put all this weight on me. But even though I'm bigger, I still want to feel like my best self. I still want to feel good about myself, be clean, and feel confident when I leave the house. I don't want to leave the house and feel like I smell or I'm not putting my best foot forward and showing the world my best self. So that's why I wanted to make this video, to show people that it doesn't matter what size you are, you can be beautiful at whatever size you are, and show the world the best version of yourself that you can. These are just some tips that I gathered on YouTube for hair care, and the rest of it was stuff that I researched and figured out for myself was a way of resolving certain issues that I had, like the chafing of my stomach. I was so sick and tired of dealing with that I researched online what the best thing was to use to get rid of the the infections, the smell. It was awful. It was stunk. It was, I mean, I couldn't smell it like on myself, but if I rubbed my hand in between the fold and I smelled my hand, it smelled like BO. It smelled like somebody who hadn't showered in a year. It was a just disgusting, rancid smell. And I was like, God, I don't want to smell this way. This is gross. This is not indicative of the person I am. I'm a very clean person. I've always been a very clean person. And just because I'm a little bit bigger now, or a lot bigger, okay, let's not beat around the bush. I'm a lot bigger than I was before. But I still want to be me. I still want to have the best version of me shown to the world. And the best way for me to do that is to know how to take care of myself as I am right now. And the way that I am right now, I have certain issues. And the issue I have with my stomach was something that I couldn't hide behind. I couldn't run away from. I had to deal with it, face it head on, and realize that this is something I'm dealing with, and I can either hide behind this gross thing that I'm dealing with, or I can find a way to resolve it. Okay, I mean, I can't make it go away, because unless I have a tummy tuck, nothing short of surgery is going to resolve the issue. But I've learned how to deal with the issue in a way where there's no smell, there's no infections, there's no rashes, there's no irritating itch or burning sensation. I feel very comfortable now, and with the combination of the zinc therapy cleanser and the Destin as a barrier to keep in between the folds of skin, I have been free from any uncomfortable feelings in that area for going on 2 years. It's been absolutely fantastic. And anyone, you can look it up yourself, and it can be a very effective thing, to look up symptoms you're having, and I Google things. I Google if I'm having certain symptoms. I Google it, and I try to find out what I can do to help the situation on my own without reaching out to an actual medical professional in that situation, because it's not easy for me to run to a doctor all the time. It's costly to take an Uber to a doctor appointment. So I try to find ways to handle the situation on my own, if at all possible, so I don't have to always run to a doctor to help me out of every ache and pain or every situation I'm dealing with. But that's basically all I want to talk about today. I just wanted to go over the Trinity hair care routine, which again, I give all credit to Chris, the Blowout Professor. This was his routine. I'm just reiterating it to any women who might be watching this channel and might be looking for a way to get their hair to grow more effectively than they have so far. So I hope that something I've said today helps someone out there. I appreciate anyone who watches the videos, because my objective is just to help people. I'm not trying to solve anyone's problems, or I'm not a miracle worker. I'm just expressing to you what's worked for me, and hopefully it'll work for you too. So thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.